Hello ladies and gentlemen, your estranged Uncle Me is back from Panama, but instead of giving you loose cigarettes and hunting knives, I come bearing hot builds, fresh from the back of my Jeep Grand Cherokee. Today we're playing pure Lightning Conjurer, a build that can explode entire screens with massive crits and crazy DPS. If you're ready to ride the lightning, then let's do the damn thing. A huge portion of the item build consists of rare items, so before we dive into the gear, let's talk about the prefixes and the suffixes we're looking for. For prefixes, Thunderstruck nabs us plenty of bonus damage with a smattering of resistances, including the all too rare and necessary stun resistance, and Tempest, which grants up to 3% offensive ability as well as elemental damage. For suffixes, look out for Of Squalls, which comes with a strong proc ability that gives our build another source of lightning damage. Of Insight, which gives us a chance to boost our build's damage by a decent amount while providing an influx of energy for our resource-hungry build. And of the Gildum Arcanum, which has a small chance of granting us a massive source of cooldown reduction, allowing us to cast our Doom Bolts back to back. Speaking of Doom Bolts, let's talk about the piece de la resistance that makes this whole build work, the brand new dagger, the Storm Herald. This bad boy converts every single point of Doom Bolt damage to lightning damage. Doom Bolt is one of the highest base damage skills in the game, and all of its damage is immediate. Additionally, Doom Bolt has a 42% crit damage modifier at rank 21, coupled with Shaman's exclusive skill Stormcaller's Pact for 70% more crit damage, and you've got one of the hardest hitting nukes in all of Grim Dawn. With our helmet, the Covenant of the Three, and our gloves, the mythical Rift Warped Grasp, we've taken Doom Bolt's cooldown to a mere 1.6 seconds. Since the inherent damage of this build is so massive, the rest of our gear is focused on keeping us alive. The Serenity Relic has a powerful cheat death ability which will bail us out if we're ever in trouble, and the foot pads of the Grey Magi have a low cooldown guaranteed proc ability that will help us maneuver our character out of harm's way. Fate Weaver's Raiment gives us a powerful ability that boosts all of our resistances by 15%, freeing up our augment slots to focus purely on defensive ability. The rare items in this build can be pretty freely interchanged with just about any rare item with the right prefixes and suffixes, but I'll share why I feel these are the optimal fit for the build. Gravathul's leggings grant a +3 to vulnerability, which gives us extra elemental resistance and defensive ability shred. The Chains of Brandis come with a baseline +1 to all skills in Shaman, and the Ascendant Pauldrons give +3 points to Raging Tempest, further increasing the amount of elemental resistance your Wind Devil can shred. The rings and amulet can truly be anything with the proper affixes. I went with Kaizen's Burning Eye Medal from the Eldritch Nemesis and 2 living rings. And finally, the Grobal Sky Effigy lets us deploy an extra Storm Totem while giving us bonus points in both Storm Totem and Stormcaller's Pact. One of the strongest aspects of this build is that Wind Devil, Storm Totem, Curse of Frailty, and a 1-point wonder Bloody Pox are some of the best abilities in the game for proccing devotion abilities. With that in mind, I was able to pick up strong devotions like Ultos, Shepherd of Storms, Rowan's Crown, Widow, Manticore, Tempest, and Bat in order to melt away a metric ton of resistances while keeping my health bar topped off. After that, I still had enough points to invest in important defensive buffers like Chariot of the Dead and Giant's Blood. In the Shaman tree, we go all the way to the end for the all-too-important Stormcaller's Pact. Along the way, we max out Wind Devil and all of its modifiers, and Storm Totem as the damage bedrocks of our build, while picking up Wendigo Totem and maxing out its modifier Blood Pact for sustain. We take a single point in Modrigan's Pact before maxing out Heart of the Wild and Oakskin for their strong defensive stats. In the Occultist tree, we put a few points in Curse of Frailty to boost its affected radius before maxing out Frailty for its elemental resistance shred and defensive ability debuff. Blood of Dreeg and its modifier, Aspect of the Guardian, get maxed out for its healing utility, offensive ability buff, and the boost of poison and physical resistance. 1 point each goes into Bloody Pox and all of its modifiers for the utility they provide. Finally, we of course max out Doom Bolt. The biggest weakness of this build is how fragile it is. Conjurer has no circuit breaker abilities, nor defensive cooldowns or mobility, so it's rather prone to being surrounded and slaughtered. Making careful consideration with your positioning is critical. What this build lacks in survivability, it makes up for with damage in spades. Both Storm Totem and Wind Devil do great sustained AoE damage, while massive Doom Bolt crits every 1.5 seconds melts single targets. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. If you have a suggestion for what you want to see next, I'm all ears. It would mean so much to me if you touch my buttons, and I do a happy squeal every time I get a new subscriber. If you want to see a gameplay video of this build, I'm uploading it separately on my channel, so please check that out. Or if you get bored or lonely or you just want to talk, you meet me at Chili's and we can bro it out. Or something.